What's up, team? Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. Just been the overexcitingness, maybe. Welcome to the live stream. I'm Justin. This is the Ivy League live stream. Today, we're going to go over the charts. We're going to talk about this huge week that we're about to get, guys. Do you guys understand how big of a week this is? And what is crazy is the fact that you would think that, like, it's already been, like, the past couple weeks. We just had CPI. We just had Powell. It's still on. Earnings, inflation, PPI, Fed. You have literally just about every single Fed member coming out. I mean, it's a big week. It's a big week. I have been running through so many charts and just getting everything together. If you could like, share, subscribe. So what I'm going to do is, what is my goal? What is my goal? My goal here is to help you manage your risk first. All right. My goal here is to help you be psychologically ready for when you go to take a trade. All right. If you are new here, you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'm gonna discuss a little bit about, it's kind of hard to talk about market direction because we don't know what the Fed is going to come out and say tomorrow. I have a couple ideas tomorrow. I would not, let me just say this first and foremost, is I would not be surprised if you kind of get a back and forth day, Monday and Tuesday. But again, see, you can't even predict this. I have my levels, and I'm going to get to them. Okay? First, if there are any questions, I do want to get to that. But I do want to say, first and foremost, that it's going to be hard. You can't just say, you got to have a game plan for both ways, guys. Game plan for both ways. All right? This is... Like, I have my, I'm kind of unbiased, but I'm biased. All right. I feel like we have a little bit more downside, but I would not be surprised if we get to this target I'm going to show you and we do get some buyers depending on the data. I mean, this data could put us right there leaning up to it. It's just, it's such a huge week. It's such a huge week, guys, and I need you guys. It's hard. Like, this is how you should not be. I mean, the market's not open right now, but you got to be focused. You got to analyze the chart. Read the story that it's telling you. All right? We've been really spot on. So what I'm going to do is, I was on break for vacation, and it's funny because when I came back, I was not ready at all. I traded when I was away a little bit. Made a couple of nice trades, made great trades. I mean, hit the SPY long on the Tuesday of not last week, but the week prior. It might have been close to a 2% day, I think, on the S&P overall. It was a play right out of the playbook, guys. And I've preached this before when we got it. I said, guys, we had a gap down. The gap down did not close below the prior low or the close of the prior day. Close or prior low of the prior day. All right. So the prior day, whatever the low of that day was, or whatever the close was, whichever comes first, and you start seeing a bounce and you use your indicators. I use indicators. I use a lot of things to help me come up with what I think is going to happen in the market. Let me get into a couple of things real quick. Like I told you guys, my goal here is to help you guys become a better trader and become a consistently profitable trader. Okay, we go live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. We have earnings coming up. We're probably going to listen to earnings calls. I know for a fact I will be. And if you don't listen to earnings calls, I would suggest that you should. And not only listening to earnings calls is going to give you a better sense of what's going on in each sector, in each company, and you'll have a better description and be able to make a better decision based on someone else that may not listen to earnings calls. A lot of people don't. Okay, that's fine. You don't necessarily have to, but it has its advantages. It really does. And when you listen to an earnings call, it's not necessarily just about the stock. It's in which, like, what's the interpretation? Because they can spit a lot of stuff, but can you read between the tea leaves? That's the other side of earnings calls. Okay, you're going to get, I think we're still going to get what we got last earnings. Just the unknown of the future. And that's what it is, guys. It's still unknown. We don't know if we're going to put in a double top, just about approach all-time highs and just put in a double top and kind of roll it back over and sit in like this big range for another year or so. Nobody knows. Do we get some downside? Maybe the Fed's really hawkish tomorrow and then we get a higher CPI. I think we could get a tad higher. I have to go over all of the data, all the estimates. I kind of have, but I haven't wrote it down. It's just been going through charts, going through all this data. It's a lot. All right. And if you want to become a day trader, if you want to get into this market, if you want to get into the markets, you got to understand that you don't have to make it your world. All right. But you also, if you want to get really good at it and be better than, the other person on the other side of the trade you're taking, you're competing against like well-trained athletes, you could call it. All right. They eat, sleep, and breathe this. They've got time. You may not have as much time. Maybe they've been through 4 of these bear markets and they already have all these indicators. They already have their reasonings. Maybe they have an education. Maybe they are a trader on the Goldman Sachs desk who has information you don't have. Order flow, tape. How much buy side, how much sell side in an up tape and a down tape? There's a lot of those things. What's the order flow for short, long? What are the percentages? A lot of that stuff. Market breadth. There's a lot. But if you're new here, welcome. We're happy to have you. If you have any questions, I would be honored to take them for you, because if you have a question, I assure you that someone else has the same question. So if you see me go over these charts, go over some of the data, and you don't understand anything, or if there's something you don't understand, just type it in the chat. I'll try and clarify it. And I need to. I kind of watch back on these live streams, and I have to realize that some people may not know, and I got to be cognizant of that. So first things first, we have Fed, guys. Literally, on the hour, every hour on Monday. Bar, daily, Mester, Bostic. Okay. You have consumer credit change. That may not mean much, but it's a data point that's going to be looked at. All right. Tuesday, I think it's just, from what I've seen, it's just more Fed Bullard at 9 a.m. All right. This is not pre-panned. Like, there's a reason why you got literally all these Fed members speaking. All right. There's a reason why, guys. And that's the week coming up. And then we're getting ready to go into earnings after all this data that we're going to get. And then next week, like, it just doesn't stop, guys. It doesn't stop. All right. It doesn't stop. Which is crazy. So I need you to also realize that a lot of times in the summer that this is an environment you really got to take a hold of, guys. And if you want to join us on the desk, if you're at work, you want to tune in the morning, whether you're new or a trader, we go live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. A little bit after, a little bit before, maybe I'll come on. But my goal here again is to help you become a better trader, a consistently profitable trader at that. Okay, because I need you to understand that, let's say if we have levels or things that we notice that are in the playbook, you got to be psychologically ready to put money to work. Okay, and you also got to be ready to not put money to work and think that you need to trade every day, because you don't need to trade every day. If you picture me telling you right now, you do not need to trade every day. Wait for the best setups. Please. Your account will thank you. You will eventually thank yourself, because we can be our worst enemies to our portfolio. We can be our worst enemies. Long-term day trading, we don't do long-term stuff here. I will tell you if I add stuff to my long-term and stuff, but I can't tell you what to do with your money at the end of the day. And I suggest you, if you're new, and even if you're not new, don't take a trade just because I take it. I'm on here. I'm just, this whole point of this is to show you the day in the life of a trader. Okay. You're going to see the good. You're going to see the bad. You're going to see the ugly. All right. I'm not perfect. I don't come off like I'm perfect. I'm going to be wrong. Okay. Even if I'm right, I will still end up, I could have a red trade. Maybe I was right and just didn't have enough time, like last week. We can talk about that trade. We were on the right side. I said it's to the long side. Didn't have enough time. And there's an actual more lesson to that. That's not even necessarily about time. It was about time, but there was more to it than just time. Because you got to remember volatility. When volatility is at play, you need to give yourself time. All right. I can get into the trade real quick. What happened was, and I didn't think about this and realize it until looking back just a little bit ago, but that huge gap down that we had, that we started to roll back over Thursday it was, I got long at the bottom there, right? I got long at the bottom, and I was playing options, and I was like $1 or $2 away. And again, I manage my risk in so many other ways, but the most important way that I manage it is my position size for the trade that I'm trading. Okay, it was a week where I was not necessarily ready. So what do? I just dwindle my position size. I think I see something, I take it. All right. We had a big gap down, that huge gap down. You don't necessarily want to go long on a huge gap down like that. But I seen signs. I seen signs of a reversal as it's coming down. I'm seeing signs as a reversal, and I'm calling it out. I'm saying I think this is turning itself over, and it's coming around. And actually, I stayed in it once it went past my stop loss, but there's reasons why I stayed in it, because my premium was not coming down. Why would I get out? And I still think it's rolling. So I tried to give it a little time. I managed my risk by dwindling my position size. I'm just trying to get base hits. Okay? Sometimes I'll go for doubles. The triples and the home runs, they'll just come. They will come. I don't shoot for them. I want to get base hits. I want to get on base, earn the right to steal the second. Put it to you that way. All right, let's do it, guys. All right, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. I got a lot of stocks we're going to get into. A lot of the sector work, I'm still working on sector work, like as far as what sectors I want to be. Obviously, we get this, which I don't have it up here, but the CME Fed Watch tool you guys can look up. I want to see... I'm going to be watching this. Okay, so here's what my game plan is with all this stuff. It's not that I don't think the market believes the Fed. I think the markets just didn't think, for whatever reason, that they were going to be able to get to it. Okay? And I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't think they were going to be able to get to it. So I want to watch September, guys. I want to see this. Now this is up to a 70.3. All right? Let's go to the first. December. Now it should start coming down. Here we go. So they're pricing in a cut still at the end of the year. First quarter, fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, which would be the end of this year, first quarter of next year, January, February, March. So obviously this data is not going to be, they're not going to understand, this is when I start thinking we see the recession, signs of it peeking its head. We might start seeing unemployment numbers tick up. Maybe we don't, because you guys got to remember, there's still money that's going to be pushed out by the government. I guess if they decide to push it out, maybe they don't have to. What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight, man? I hope you're ready for this week. We got to get our sleep. It's going to be a big week, huge week, and it's just crazy that the markets can continue to move like this. We've just had this big rally, and we've had some volatility up here at this 440, 445 level. And now we're going to get more volatility. This is not normal, just so you guys know, and especially this time of year. July, we usually get we've gotten a pullback. If you guys remember 2020, we got a nice pullback. And I took that time to go long Apple, and then what had happened? What was it? August, September, I think it was roughly. They did the stock split. And I had October and November 440 calls. It was like 400 calls and 440 calls. Yeah. Talk about a probably one of the biggest, probably one of, not necessarily, I would say that. It's kind of hard to say that, because I could look at it two different ways. I could look at it a percentage way, then I could look at it as like a dollar value way. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. So, if you don't know, we have a bunch of data. Wednesday. But you're going to want to listen to the Fed. You're going to want to listen to what the Fed has to say in real time if you can. All right? We're going to go over that stuff. If you want to join us here, ivyleaguetradingyoutube.com, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like, share, and subscribe. If you appreciate the stuff that I'm going to put out, hit the like. Hit the comment. Give me a comment. Give me a sub. That's all we ask for, guys. That's all we ask for. All right. Man, I had a lot of stuff that I was going to talk about. Because there's, like, I pretty much got into it, but I just want to stress to you guys, especially what we're about to come into. I need you guys to be patient. Okay, I'm sorry to stress this, and I'm going to the charts, but you guys have to be patient. You don't have to trade every day. There's a reason why 90% of the people don't make any money and fail, let alone in a 2, 3, 4 year, 5 year time span, let alone their first year. If they make it through their first year, who's to say they don't understand and realize market cycles? That's the other thing. I have a chart I want to show you guys tomorrow morning. I didn't have time to put it up. I've been trying to go through charts. I've been trying to do stuff at home. Like, there's, you guys know time. We don't have enough of it. But I have a chart that shows you kind of like a bull market cycle where bonds start to dip down even lower. Did you guys notice TLT? TLT's back in the 90s, the 20-year treasury. It's dipped back lower. I'm like, So what I'm going to go over, we don't necessarily need to go over there. We know. We got CPI. And as the week goes on, we're going to go over this. We're going to cover what the Fed says. We're going to cover a lot of this data. You have Beige Book. That's a really good insight on what's going on as well. All right. If you don't know, when we get to Beige Book, we'll talk about it. We'll get into the nitty gritty. And then PPI Thursday. And you have your 8-week, 4-week bill auctions. I do pay attention to them. I like to see where they're trading. I like to see the 10-year, 3-month. I want to see the yield curve. I want to be able to picture it in my head what's going on. So I do follow it. And we have Fed Waller. All right. So Friday, you still have data Friday. Michigan consumer. All right. These numbers usually always move the markets. They do. These Michigan data points have given us some volatility. We have initial jobless claims on Thursday as well. I didn't want to miss that. So it's like, where does it end? So you could, this market could whipsaw, guys. Or we could just go in one direction. Up or down. It's probably to the downside, but how much? And listen, so the way I look at it, now don't you come up with your own reasoning behind things, but I know when the market is going down, and we're getting into the good stuff now, there's a reason. Okay, there's a reason for the market to go down. So in order for us to get like a decent sell-off, guys, something's going to have to come in really like way above par or way below par. Something's got to give for this market to move. Because I need you to remember, Friday we also have bank earnings. We're starting earnings too. All right. And usually, from what I've been taught and what I've learned and what I've been told to what I see, you've seen it now. We didn't have that bad of earnings. What has the market done? It's rallied. We have earnings. What are these earnings going to be like? Is it the earnings that give us another down leg? And I'm not talking new lows just yet. I mean, if they're just horrible, but how are they going to be horrible when we have an unemployment rate at where it's at? It's going to be hard, So I still think that there's going to be more time that's needed. I really do. And I also was thinking too that the market knows it may have time to get another rally, that the recession's delayed. It's not that they don't believe the Fed, it's just the recession's going to be delayed. All right, but you can look at the Fed funds rate. It's all on how you want to look at it. I don't know why they don't believe the Fed. I said it when we had Powell. I told everybody in chat. I said Powell just gave you the reasoning on how we're going to get our last 25 basis points. We're going to get them. All right, we're going to get them. Does the market think that okay, maybe they just the last two don't really mean anything? All right, maybe they're just I don't know. I don't know. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the chart, and then I'm gonna go to earnings. I'm gonna see what earning has to say, and I'm gonna see what the data has to say, and I'm gonna make up my own opinion, because I don't need to be. I'm not a fund manager. I don't need to look 6-10 months down the road. I don't have clients that I need to perform for. I just have to perform for myself. All right, I have to perform for myself, and that's the good thing is I love volatility. I love volatility. Volatility pays. All right, volatility pays. It can also hurt you. So you need to be disciplined. Bring down your position size. If you need help, if you're new, don't just jump the gun thinking you know what you need to do. We have a chat here. Post your question in chat. Chat will help you. I will help you. You know, we can only give you our opinions, and you should only take that for what it's worth, and ultimately be responsible and make your own decisions. That's what you guys need to do. We're all grown adults here. Got to make your own decisions. At the end of the day, what's best for you? Let's do it. So we're going to start with the SPY. I do have a few stocks, and a few of the stocks, AI, Carvana. I mean, these things we've been trading Carvana. It feels like a month now. Carvana and AI. They literally, believe it or not, people haven't been talking about it. Look at the volatility here. Look at the percentage. Look at this setup. This might be a nice long. I'm gonna tell you right now. If Carvana starts to go, AI is going to go. Those small cap, heavily shorted stocks. Don't know how much they're shorted now. I'd have to look. But I can assure you that short positions, that short flow is probably down. All right, especially with the market rallying. So let's go into the SPY. So you've heard a lot about the candlestick on the daily. You've heard this island reversal. If you haven't, well, that's what people are talking about. But the thing is that there's two things here. All right, and you need to, when you come into trading, you guys need to have a non-biased opinion. I have a non-biased opinion right now. I'm leaning one way, but I'm seeing both sides of the picture. And what that's telling me is a range. We got to wait for the data. All right. Yes, we had an end of the day sell-off. We did with volume. But we also did not close below this 438 level. You also held it. If it would have closed here at 437.50, then that's a clear break. But the sell-off held. Now futures, I think we're down a little bit. They were about flat, but they were down. So I think that level did break on futures. Let's go into it real quick. I go to a 5-minute chart. And I feel like I might be trading pre-market. I don't know. I said I was going to trade pre-market last week, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to. So this is the level on the S&P that I was looking at that didn't break, but did break on the ES. Right here. Friday's close, guys. Friday's close broke. All right. Friday's close broke, so that's key. We still have a support level here, but it's minor, and I think it gets broken. Right here, guys. Look at that level. That level is broke. Now is resistance. Now, what I would be doing on a 5-minute chart is I'd be playing this 9 EMA and looking for maybe a resistance here at 428, but it could just trade higher again. We could just stay right up here where we open. We might open up flat tomorrow. I don't know. You could get news. Again, you're still in a market environment that has headline risk. My gut tells me it'll right now it would probably be back up here. It looks like this level is too easy to say, yeah, I'm going to take the lows here. Now, if this low does, if you guys can't see this on the futures, this would really tell me a bearish sentiment night. It would. If there is a clear rejection right here off of 442.80 or 442.80, 442.8, that's where I would be a little cautious. Sorry, I thought somebody was knocking. It's probably my cat playing, running down. She runs down the hall playing. So, now there's a tail there, guys. So anyway, let's just wake up and see what we come up to tomorrow. So look, go to the spot. Let's go to the, first I want to show you guys the weekly, and the cues kind of look the same. So if we go to, this still doesn't look bad, guys. All right. I'm going to get into my, where I would feel comfortable if the data and everything, if we get there, and depending on how we get there, where I'd really sink my teeth into a long. And I'm still waiting to get there. Maybe this is the catalyst to get us there. And it's not too far away. But it still feels like this area right here of 431, 432 area. All right, still feels like an area where this is a weekly chart, mind you. Okay, this is a weekly chart. It still doesn't look bad, guys. Look, it's holding support. Now, if I pan this a little bit out for you, do you guys see it? I know I need to get rid of these levels, but I still think we can visit them, and I don't feel like I don't want to miss a level is what I'm getting at. I don't want to be busy one day and not see a level or something. So that's why I leave them up there, and maybe I'll use the SPX. But until you break this 432, I'm sorry, this 430, nope, I'm sorry. 432. 432 is where you got to be a little leery. Could we still come back down here and test this area? 420? I still think 420 needs a test on the weekly. I think it does, guys. Does it? Doesn't have to. But, it feels like, look, resistance was broken. What'd it do? It did not close below it. I'll even put it right here where the close was. You see how you have a breakup, a pullback, breakup, pullback, and these pullbacks get bought up higher. See how you're getting higher lows? Low, higher low, higher low. I just feel like a pullback could be needed, but maybe it finds support here and we just stay here until earnings and we get something bad where we really come down. So I'm going to give you guys my levels for the SPY. Again, it doesn't look that bad on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. So this is what everybody's talking about. All right, you have this candle here. So what do I see? I see an island reversal right here. Look, gap here, gap here. We gap down, curve it up, gap up. And what are we doing now? We're curling over and a retest of this area right here. This is an island reversal. All right. This is an island reversal. Gap down, curl it up and over, gap up. Now we're curling back over, and this is the area, guys, that if we break, I want to see us get here to 429.62. This double top has not gotten a support level yet. Okay, nor has this level down here at 420. But I'm just worried about this level first, and what I do is I bring it down. I bring the levels down. We break it, pull back up, retest it, can't get through it, short. Where's my next target to the downside? I always have 3 targets, upside and downside. Resistance 1, 2, 3, support 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys should try that and keep them, especially like depending on if you're doing like a weekly, if you're like from Monday to Friday or from Monday to Wednesday, you want to think about the percentage moves. Now, if you're just daily trading, now what's the most of SPY trades? At most, you're going to get 1 3/4, maybe 2%, if there's news to the direction. You know what I mean? So you also have a cup and handle here. Now you got to watch the volume. This was a holiday week, and what's important is this did not close below here, guys. This didn't close below here, so we could sit here in a range until we get the data, to get real movement. Hard to say. Fed could talk down the market. My ultimate thought is that we get some downside. Why is that? I'm going to take you guys to a 15-minute chart, and I'm going to show you why. All right. But I'm still both. If this level were to hold, I'm still thinking about the long side, even though it's broken. And what is this? This is funny. 21.15. So it's giving me futures. Let's see here, guys. Let me turn this off because you guys are really going to see it when I turn this off. So, 15-minute chart. I'm going to give you guys my levels. I have them written down just in case you need them. First level to the downside. So what do I think Monday? I think Monday, it depends on where we open. But if we open up about flat, I still want to see this 439 become resistance. I want to retest this 439.41, 439.50 right here, guys. I want to see this become resistance. It's broken on futures. It's broken right now. I want to see a bounce back to retest this level to reject it. Okay? I want to reject this level. This is the first level I'm watching. 436.80, 436.68. Call it 436.50. 436.50. This flat base right here, which is a head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This is what I mean. You can look at this and come up with reasons to be short and long. You have a island reversal right here where it retested the not the low, but it still retested that the island there. Gap down, which was a major gap down. This was a major gap up with a major gap down. Pulled back to retest it, immediate rejection. Okay, on volume. And then what do we have? If I put the volume right here, what do you see that touches that bar? You see nothing but sell volume. So ultimately, I'm going to go with the volume. I'm going to go with bearish divergence, MACD, put in a high. We're putting in lower highs on the MACD. Same thing for the RSI. Okay. I mean, it's tough, guys. It's tough. It is. So just wait for the data. Wait for it to do it. So this is, like I say, if we don't get the bounce back, what am I watching for? What if we gap down tomorrow? Well, then I'm going to watch 436.50. I'm going to be watching this area right here. I'm going to be watching this area. All right, I'll make it bigger for you. I'm going to be watching that area. Ultimately, what's the move to the downside? The move to the downside's here. 431.50, 431.64. All right. 431.50, call it 431.64. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Or 431.80. I'm sorry. 431.85 now. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, 431.60 to 431.85. It's this range. You guys see this green bar right here? This is the range. Look at these tails here, guys. Look at these tails. And there's not much volume there, guys, on that bounce back. This was the bounce back I took because I could feel it rolling over. What did we do? We had a down day with a gap up, but it started to feel like it rolled over. I don't think it looks a little weird from here because I think it was pre-market where it started to roll back up. So if I brought it on a different chart, but this was on a Tuesday. Yeah, it was on a Tuesday. See, yup. This was when I was in Florida. I took this long, guys, because I could feel it right here. This double bottom, and then this bounce back, and then the way that we bounce back up to the, look how we opened all the way back up here. You know what I mean? Like that was it. Just I felt the shift up. This was a slow pullback, sell off, go long. Especially off the VWAP break. But the thing was on this down day, again, is we never broke below the close or the low of the day, which was the close. You know, well, the low of the day is right here. It's a wick. You know, it's a little area. We didn't break the low of the day or the close. So, therefore, that's a playbook. A down day with the following day not breaking the close or the low of the day. Just remember that. Put it in use. If you get a down day. Now, if you get a down day like this, if you get a down day and you get like a 1.5%, like something just like you get a gap like this, watch out. Watch out. I did go long here and I stopped out and it was a good thing. Let's go into that real quick. So why did this long not work even on the daily? Because you had such a gap down here and I didn't think about this at the time. The volatility in the IV was so priced in, like that the contracts were already expensive that they just weren't going to gain any more. Volatility is coming down, so that means the price of my options are going to come down too. And even though I was on the right side of the trade, just didn't give it enough time. And even then, I don't know how they paid, if it would have been even worth it. Unless I held it, obviously, to the next day, then that's where the payoff was a 2-day upside. So, sell off in the morning, rally into the close, into the next day. This gap down this is an important lesson that this will be for more advanced traders who will know what I'm talking about, is realizing that when I noticed a turnaround, which we got, I realized it and I just didn't take in the consideration of the gap down, which is going to be pricing in, like the options are going to be, the VIX, volatility index is going to be higher. which in turn it means a couple different things. It's put options on SPX, but it's also, you know, a percentage based move for future 30-day movement percentage. So anyway, that's a SPY, guys. Reverse head and shoulders here. Boom, cup and handle, whatever you think. But you also got an island reversal. Stay neutral. Stay neutral. Just read the chart. We get a bounce back up to 3. Again, we get a bounce back to 339.38, 339.50, and you can't break above it. Look for some more downside, guys. Where's your targets? Right here. This is resistance. All right, we still haven't touched it to make it resistance either. Look, we got close. We didn't touch it. So this area is still intact for a long. I'm not ruling it out yet. But again, I do have more sell side volume than I do buy side volume. All right, what are the trades I'm looking at, guys? I already told you 2 of them, AI and Carvana. So we'll go into Carvana. Look at Carvana. Look at the day Carvana had. Look at that day. So what I'm going to look for on Carvana is if it can break. Let's say the SPY tomorrow. We have Fed members tomorrow. We have... Wait, what happened? What happened here? Wait, what the heck? Oh, I see. I'm sorry, guys. I grabbed a tab. So, Monday. And what time? Okay, see, this is... You guys need to go through the data and kind of pin out what you think's going to happen. Okay, because you'll be able to time, like, if we didn't have much going, we have all kinds of Fed members tomorrow, which is, if we didn't have these Fed members, I'm going to tell you right now, I would be able to have a high probability chance to tell you that we probably would have like an inside type of day. We still might. They may not talk the markets up or down. So it's going to be a volatile week. That's all I have to say about that. So we have here so far a double top. We got to go to our weekly and our daily. What do we have here? You have a pivot low that's becoming resistance. Can it break? This is a weekly chart. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the daily. Again, same story here. Small double top. It's in an upside direction. It's in upside movement. You have a small pennant here. Do you see this pullback? And it broke and was resistance. All right, this is the area. This is the support. This 27.50, 28 is what I have as where if this thing pulls back and holds, because this turned it into resistance for the downside. And now I'm going to see if it can turn it into support to break this double top. I'm going to go into the 15-minute. What's the upside targets? I already have them. If we do, join us tomorrow. Join us tomorrow live. We're live on YouTube. IBeliTradingYouTube.com. 37.50 and 42. 41.88 to somewhat be exact, but again, it could just be 41. So let's go on the 15-minute chart. Moving averages. These stocks have been in play for like a month straight. Oh, on Friday, remember? I know you remember me telling you that we were going to go up, didn't I? Remember? Let's do this real quick, and I'm gonna. Was there any signs? There was a little bit. That's what I mean. I was instinctively feeling in the upside. And I told you, I was like, I think we go up from here. I didn't capitalize on it. I tried. I put it on. I took it off, and it's a good thing I took it off because we got the reversal. But I left early. I thought that was it, and I left early. I'm gonna come right back to Carvana. If you guys don't know, I did this live. I'm going to tell you right now. I did it live. Go back to the video if you don't believe me. What did I do? I put a circle up here. What did it hit? Dude, it literally hit my circle. Not the time. I was a little off. But look at that. I put that there. That is there from Friday, where I put my target for Meta. All right. I also didn't measure it out. You could have. This is something also. It's funny. I'm glad I'm bringing this up, and I'm going to go back to Carvana and the trades. But I looked at this weekend. Okay. Look at this. You guys need to start measuring your moves. There's the first up move through VWAP. Okay. Now your psychological. Just throw your opinions. Like, I know how it's hard. I know it's hard. When you get into a trade, then your mind starts thinking of 1,000 different things. Like, well, it could go up from here. Or like, you start thinking. At least I do, but I've learned to, I don't anymore. I just put the position on. I let it work. I got my stop. That's it. You got to think like a computer. So you've seen this rally, and then you consolidated at lunchtime, only to rally again. Okay. Could you guys have gotten long Meta? Like, and if you couldn't, why couldn't you? And if you could, why could you? Would you think that, oh, it's already made the move here, and like that's it, it's going to consolidate all day? Okay, well, we don't know. But we do know we have a move higher with the consolidation. And then you have to read the story, guys. You're putting in higher lows. Until it changes, until it breaks this low, which would be a new low, then maybe it's rolling over. But look at this. What did I just do? I just measured the move. And let's just say you bought right here on this pullback with a candle that looks like that. I'll put it right here. Okay. Where does that damn near take you guys? Look at that. Holy cow. Look at that. Damn near to the top. All right. You guys got to like just use this as your tool book. As your tool. All right. You look at prior day. You had a down day. Look at this level that you stuck. I wrote in my notebook, guys, so I was already looking long on Meta. I wrote down to go long at this area, and I think I was looking at something else, and there's a lesson that I learned Friday for myself that I'm going to implement this week, is to not be shifting through charts. Have them up. I can do it. Like, I don't know why I was, because I feel like I wasn't prepared fully. I don't know. No excuses. I was looking at too many charts. I missed this buy. I was going to be long here. Well, this is what happened. I was long the SPY instead of Meta. Excuse me. Now Meta would have paid because it didn't have this huge gap down like the SPY did. I was long the SPY and it didn't work out. Or no, that was Thursday. I don't remember what I did Friday. I'll have to look. I don't know if I played Baba. I can't. I'd have to look in my brokerage. I can't remember. But look at that. It literally takes you to the close, guys, just about. Literally takes you to the close of this 3-minute candle. So start measuring moves. Now, again, this is a consolidation at lunch. And then look at this rally. Don't be scared. Measure your moves from low to high to the pullback. Like it just went straight up. Measure it. You'll know when a move is a move. You'll just, if you don't, like you could have measured it from here to here, and you'd probably still get the same thing roughly. All right. When you think the move is over, it's probably not. So was there signs for us to go long Friday on the SPY? Not soybeans. Not soy. For me, there was. I can't remember if I went long or not. It was more so, like if we you look at a 2-day chart. Now, I could take pre-market away because pre-market does not matter one bit. All right. So, if I pull up the 3-minute chart and look here, what happens, guys? One, you have just a consolidation of all the way up until, what time is this? 9:42, 9:45. Okay. It wasn't until about 10. See, look, even 10:30. You could have waited until probably 11, exactly 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and it ran. So the only signs that I would tell you is this RSI MACD. Like if I pan up the MACD, like the volume's not there because it's a Friday. All right, it's a Friday. It's a holiday week, and usually you won't get much going on. You didn't have much going on the week anyway. You had more movement in the week than I thought we would. But look at your MACD. All right, it's kind of just it put in a lower high, so it's telling you like the momentum is kind of at with the RSI. You know, it's telling you that you drop down to the level, but again, it didn't put in a lower high. So, or I mean a lower low. I'm sorry. So really, the only thing that would have told you to go long was right here. See this turquoise line that I have? If you go back, if you pan this out and you go to the 15-minute chart, I'll show you where it goes to, guys. That's a break up above that. The sellers that were short, wanting to get this market down, covered, you had buying on top of it. Like, look at the volume. You can see it from even that low of a screen. So those are the signs you want to look for is stuff like this. Come on. So look here. Let me do this. I'm sorry, because we're going to a 15-minute chart. You got to pan it back. So this turquoise line, what is it? Look right here, guys. Look at this base. You see this base right here? Look, support. I'm looking at the left of the monitor, left of the screen. Support. Pull back. Support. But you pulled back into it, and then you made it resistance right here. Okay? If I put a line right here, where I'm showing you guys, this is a 15-minute chart. Where's it going to take you? Oh. Where did it take you? It took you right to that turquoise line. Give me 1 second. I got to turn this air on. Sorry about that. I got the computer sitting right here. So it gets a little warm in here when this thing gets going. I can just feel just from the monitors. I got a computer over here where you guys are at that the camera's on. So it's like when things are going, it gets a little warm right here. All right. But yes, 3 minutes. So like I said, once you panned it back, you would have seen this area resistance. And then once you broke through, it's when the selling got started. Look, resistance, you broke it, and if I go to a 3 minute, 2 minute, whatever, I'm sure it's going to make it support, and I remember seeing it. Look at this, boom, 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 it gets a little choppy. What's it do? It tries to break. Quick reversal. You know what this is? Look at this, actually. You guys know what this is? This is a lesson I didn't even plan on, and I didn't even see this Friday. Well, this is a 2 minute chart. I didn't run the 2 minute chart Friday. That right here, this, and this, you know what that is? That's your signal that all you need to go long. And then you got all this volume. What is this? This is called a 3-bar reversal. If you guys don't know what a 3-bar reversal is, go look it up. You have this bar right here, which is the sell bar. Okay? You open. So, I can't really say that, but you get a wick. Okay, and you come right back. What happens? This bar takes back half of it. The following bar, what's it do? It takes that sell bar out. And then you did not pull back here and consolidate again. There was no thought, because whoever had the 2 minute chart up, which was which a lot of people use it. Look at this 3-bar reversal. And they will see these things. They're trained professionals, guys. They're athletes. They say, whoa, 3-bar reversal right through resistance, prior resistance of the day, and it never looked back. It never looked back. And it didn't do it on a 3 minute. I don't think it did it because I would have seen that. I feel like. No, it just rejected it. So even on a 3-minute, they say, boom, a straight rejection of this sell candle. So what this story is, guys, this is resistance here on the day. This is Friday of the SPY. You roll it over. You test it. If they try to sell it off, it bounces back. It finds support at the 9 EMA. It bounces back. And these sellers are trying, guys. What's happening here? What's happening is a story. This story is that there are not enough sellers to bring the market down. These buyers are resilient, okay? They give it one last pullback, and literally when they go ham, the buyers go even more ham, and they flip it past that point. They finally close it. These are all wicks. See, let me zoom it in for you right here. See these wicks? Wick, 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 wick. What did you finally do right here? You finally closed above all these candles. You tried to do it here, but you were met with this. This bar, the seller said, I'm done. I'm out. I'm not going short. And I felt that way. I felt that way Thursday and Friday was that I felt like the big boys were not in the office. It was a 4th of July weekend. It's a 4th of July week. There's usually not much action. But we're in a volatile market. So you're going to have, like, what's going to happen is those sellers are not going to be there. So it's just going to be just buying. Like, you'll just see a float higher, and that's what you got. But what happened? Somebody made a phone call and said, hey, or not even, they have computers that do it, guys. They have set programs. All they have to do is say, this is where I'm short, 440. They have their orders sitting there. So what happened? We got to there, and then you got the complete reversal. But what did you not get? And I'm going back to Carvana and AI and the other stocks. We were short up there too. We already said we were going short before the close. There was a huge gap down. Didn't expect that, but there it is. Boom. They try to bring it back. Sorry. And then the buyers just took profits from here and stepped away. What you're seeing is stepping away. You get a few nibblers, long-term buyers, but for the most part, it just really goes. And once you broke past this level, the selling really got on because not only because they're still thinking, hey, this was a break of this resistance area. You do a big old U and see how it's bouncing here. Okay, is this going to be support? Is our buyers going to be back here? Nope, your buyers went away because it's your Friday afternoon, midday on a holiday week. Like, they took their profits here, guys. They didn't come back in to buy. Boom, it broke. They were like, the sellers realized that even after all of this. They're like, dude, the buyers are gone. They're not even here. What they're doing is they're reading the tape. They're reading the level 2 and they're reading time and sales and saying, hey, we got 4,000 sell orders, 2,000, 1,000, 800. You know, we got 100 buy orders, 200 buy orders, 300. When you got sell orders that are 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 100, or I'm sorry, 1,000. You know what I mean? And then if you read the time and sales, you'll start seeing the picture. But what did they not do? They did not break this level right here that's in green, guys. It held it. Double bottom. Boom. But it broke after hours. So we'll see what happens with futures today. All right, let's go to the trades. There wasn't really a way to tell just other than experience. Knowing the only way I can explain it to you because you just asked me the question, I kind of haven't really dissected it really. Other than that, which is, I just explained it to you the best I could. Resistance. So this people get short up here, and they take some profits. Buyers are stepping in. They try to get short again. There's met with a bounce. So they're stopping out and buying. This is where it gets wrong. I just explained it to you. So whoever missed the short here, they went for it here. And there wasn't, like, all the shorts took their profits here and were done for the day. Or we're waiting for another setup. They're watching volume. Watch volume. Volume and price action are the two biggest things that can help you. And you can use other indicators. Oh, I also use Volt ratio, tick, and advanced decline, ADD. Look at this. This was another reason to tell you the up day. Look at this. All volume. Volume declining versus volume increasing, I guess, is the way you could put it. All right. Stocks making new highs versus new lows. Right here. There are more stocks making new highs than there are stocks making new lows. So that's what is, I use these. I use this with RSI, price action, volume. I tie it all together. I come up with my thesis. I put on the trade. I manage my risk by not oversizing unless there's a setup that I feel I can put my foot on the pedal and my stop is right there. All right, let's go into the trades, guys. So we're going to watch Carvana. Why are we going to watch Oh, no. 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 All right, no. That's only meant for that. So let's go into Carvana, guys. All right, CVNA. Sorry if it's taking too long. What time is it? Oh my God. It's already been an hour. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys, okay? Because I want to get into these charts so people don't have to sit around waiting to get levels and charts. I want to get it out. I just don't want people sitting around knowing information that they already know, so I apologize. But if you're new, like, share, and subscribe. If you guys find this information valuable, yeah. No, let's see here. Was there any, let's see. I've been using tweezer top and bottoms. 5, 10, 15-minute charts. Been pretty successful. Yeah. That's what I would do, man. Use 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. Now use 1 minute if you're like scalping. That's what I do. Like if I'm looking to just get a home, like if I'm looking to just put on a green trade, maybe I've had like a couple red trades, manageable red trades, a couple paper cuts, and maybe I want to put some Neosporin and a Band-Aid on it. What do I look for? Maybe I'll get a quick bounce off of a level or a quick short off of a resistance level, and then I'll get my base hit, and I'm like, all right. So I'll just start getting myself in the groove of like, all right, let me get my confidence back up. And I think you guys should think about doing that too. Don't look to be like making money, especially if you have like a couple bad trades, or if you feel you're on tilt and you're just not seeing the market right. Because there's going to be times when the market's sideways and you're going to fight it and be like, what the hell is wrong with, like, what's wrong with me? No, you should probably be selling puts and selling calls or not trading at all. Don't get frustrated, okay? Don't get frustrated. Just, if you want to, come here. We're live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4, guys. You can come join us, ask questions in the chat. If there's something you're struggling with, let somebody know. We're all here to help one another. This is why I do this, to have a place where traders can come together and actually trade. You know, we talk markets and stuff, but we actually trade. We say, hey, we're seeing this, we're seeing that. I'm putting trades on, we're doing this. We run Fibonacci's, we measure moves, we trade. We really trade here. All right, this is no bullshit. And if you come here, you'll see for yourself, okay? You'll see for yourself. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars to be in a group to trade, all right? So, Carvana. What did Carvana do? Carvana had a strong day Friday, guys. Look at that. It's right here. Look at that day, guys. It was up 21%. Carvana was up 21%, guys. So I gave you guys the levels. I'm just going to use a 15-minute chart because it is all we really need right now. We're holding up. You're putting in higher lows. It feels like this is a lower high. This might feel like it wants to turn over, but I don't know. But just in case it does go, my pullback and my stop loss is going to be here at 28.05, guys. If Carvana pulls back to 28.05 in this area, you might get a gap up. You might get like a blow off. Like you might just get a gap up. And if it pulls back, if we get a gap, let's start there. If we get a gap up, I'm going to look for that double top to hold. Okay, if it does not hold, first try. The first time it pulls back in to find this $30 area as support. If it cannot hold that area, give it a little room. Give it $1 or two, and don't just go long off that level. All right, because the Fed could say something and bring the whole market down. Maybe traders come to here if the market's not doing anything and then it goes up. It's hard to say. Let's not guess. But I do know tomorrow, if we get a gap up, I'm going to be watching this level first, this $30 level. I'm going to watch it first, and I will give it some room. All right? I'm going to give it room to here. I'm going to see what it does. But ultimately, this is it right here. This is the level, 28. 28 is the level for Carvana. Why is that? Here, you broke above it. It was resistance. You broke above it after hours. You sold off. You turned it into resistance. Look at that sell-off. Bang. Bang. Pull back up. Float around. Couple choppy days. Friday comes along. Buyers. Right here. Look at the support. 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 They bought the hell out of this thing, guys. Now, it could have been a couple different reasons because there were some other small caps running that day. So, this is what happens. This is why I'll also look at AI. AI looks a little bit better than this, honestly, if you ask me, and I'll show you why. So, my overall thesis, though, just looking at this, and you're going to hear it first, I don't know if this holds up. But if it does, I will be long it. I will also be short it. Because there's one thing, guys, look at this level. If we get back to 28 and it does not hold, what could we get? What could we get? So what we do know, not, past isn't always indicative of the future, but we do know this 28 level doesn't hold, okay? And I give it a little bit of room. I'm going to watch. I'm not going to front run the move. I'm going to let this thing find its support to go long, and I'm going to see it curl up, and I want to see how it reacts off of the level. Okay, I'm not going to front run it. I want to see it hit it, and I want to see it whether it sits there and then they finally give up. Shorts move out, shorts start to cover. Sellers that are trying to get short the stock stop getting short the stock, and then it's just buyers from there. Or are there no buyers because now the market, they're focused on the overall index? Are they focused on the Metas, the Apples, the Googles, the Microsofts, the Amazons, the SPYs, the Qs? Because we got Fed, CPI, all this and that. So this is how you got to look at it, But I do know if this level holds, I'm going to give it these two levels, guys, to go long. If it curls back up and over, then I'm looking to go long. We got the resistance area also prior to the left. Look left, look left, look left. Also, I'm going to be using RSI MACD. I'm going to be using volume. You put in a lower high here, a lower high on RSI, and it just feels like we didn't get up to this level. And it just feels like to me it might roll over. But that doesn't mean that it can't hold up at this level here. All right, this 28 level is going to be key. 28 is going to be key for me. So what I was getting at is we know if 28 fails, what are we looking for? We got some massive sellers here that are ready to pull this thing down. So you can expect a big down move on Carvana if it does not hold. If it does hold, then we will look. We have I already have my my levels up. I'll give them to you real quick. They've been up for a long time now. So oh, come on. Again, if I could jump through this. You guys can just join us. YouTube.com, Ivy League Trading. We're live Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come join us. Throw your tickers in chat. We're all here to help one another. The upside target here is 37.23, and then we have a 42.25. Those are the two I have right now. We'll see what happens. All right. Downside target would obviously be down here at 23.50. 23.50 if this 28 level cannot hold. 28 or 30. 30 or 28. I'm not ruling this thing out. You know what? See, again here. No, I just feel like if it's going to go, it's got to hold 28. It's got to hold it. Because again, like I just said here, you have these sellers. The sellers are there at 28. So if it breaks, look at this, Sorry, I knew that was going to happen. Thinkorswim's weird like that. So we know if it breaks, you can insist on a high volume sell type of day. So this is how you need to look at trades. Let's look at Carvana or the AI real quick. These are just two that it's not really going to be dependent on market movement. Now, if it really sells off, then maybe, yeah. AI. So AI has broke out of this range, and it's holding up here, guys. It's holding this previous double top pivot high. Double top pivot high. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you. Could be a head and shoulders format here. Got a nice tail off of this level. Could be a head and shoulders, guys. I just hit my watch on my desk, whatever. If AI does decide to sell off, then you gotta probably watch these levels back down here. I will first is first, 35.23 for me, or 35.25, call it. That'll be the area I'll be looking to get into if we do short this thing. But again, it's holding this area resistance. You had an island reversal here. Look, gap up, gap down. This was the possible rejection to send it lower, but nope. We have sellers up here, so remember that. Maybe the sellers will step away, let this thing get higher, just to step back in short. The candles. I'm telling you, kind of to be short. Wait, I thought it did look better. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I just didn't pan it out long enough. I was looking too short of movement. So AI did put in a double top Friday. So I'll just be watching AI. Like if Carvana goes, I'll watch AI because it's still giving you some volatility. It's still giving you, it's paying if you know how to trade it. And that's it. You don't have to get cute with trading. If it's paying you, don't get cute with it. If you're making money doing something, don't get cute. If you want to take some of that money and like maybe try new things and lower your risk to like not hurt yourself, that's fine. You've earned the right to take the risk. That's what that means. It held. That's all I got to say is it held. So I'm going to be watching it here. Got heavy resistance right here, though, at 40.92. Call it 50. All right, heavy resistance there, guys. Heavy resistance. It broke up above it. It tried to hold it, and it broke back down. So AI is kind of weak. So let's go into some larger cap, guys. So I'm going to look at Meta, guys. I have two things. Again, this is why you can't have a biased opinion. If the market for some reason finds support and we do just get like a climb higher, maybe the Fed is a little dovish. Catch you in the AM, bro. I appreciate you, man. I got a lot of stuff here. If you want to check it out in the morning, come back through it in the morning. Just get to the end of the video because I have a lot of good charts here that you're going to want to see to get your levels ready to go. We'll go back over them in the morning too. This is big, guys. This is one I'm really going to be watching. Meta tried to rally off of this level where I wanted to get long Friday. I have it right here in my note. 294 resistance, 289.38 support. That means I'm a buyer there. And at the resistance area, obviously I'm a seller. So this is the level to be a seller. This is the level to be a buyer. We rallied off of it. It did not close back below here, but I want to watch what the SPY does, what the Qs does. The Qs are putting in a pattern you need to see if you haven't seen it. Even the tech sector itself. Wait till you see it. I'm going to be watching Meta. If Meta breaks this level, guys, again, just like AI, what do we have? We have sellers ready to sell. Look at this. Look at that, guys. Look at that move. You could get a move like that if this level breaks. Now, it may break and have to retest, but I'm telling you, if it gets the momentum and people are watching it, you're going to want to watch out and not be long. All right, because this thing will do it on low volume. Like, look at this. This is low volume here. You just don't have buyers. Now, I'm at the left of the screen here if you can't see. All right, I can raise this up so you guys can see it. Like, it's not bad, but it's also not this. It's not this. It's not that. For this type of a movement, guys, look at that. That's huge. That's a nice payday. All right, that's getting in the trade, taking some off, take some off. Positions paid for, you're profitable, let a little bit ride, boom, 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 take the rest off. Big day. Home run trade right there. If this level breaks, I'm watching it. Doesn't mean it's going to do this, but I will be watching for it. I will be watching for the size candles it puts in. All right, and I know now that this volume can be mediocre and it still move. So if it holds, what are we doing? We're just looking for the long side. And I also had this red line here too to be short. This was another area that I felt could be short. All right, so you guys can kind of see it there. Maybe I can make it bigger. Look, 3. I'll make it a 3. You see that right here? If you can't, it's there. And we got just above it, tried to hold it, and it broke and failed. So this is another level. Why is that level there? Look at this, rip up higher. Boom, support, support. You bounced, support. And it just doesn't want to climb higher. So Meta feels weak to me. And then it finally broke. Broke right here, resistance, resistance, resistance. How many times do you have to hit that level to say, yeah, we're just selling up here? So what do we look for? Do we look for the sellers to move lower? Do we look for the buyers to, they've bought the hell out of this thing. How much more money do they have? Into environment, we're coming into earnings. Are they going to want to buy this stock going into earnings? Probably not. They've gotten a 100 and some % gain. If, they've gotten a big gain on this. So I just think Meta is probably just a tad bit overextended. So I will be looking for the short side on that thesis. Again, I will not fight the trend either. If that level holds, I will look for a long, and I'll take my profits. The first two profit targets will be, in an area that's pretty close in case we do get a rollover or the Fed says something. Because you have the Fed speaking, that's headline risk. Please remember that. If you're in a trade and it's working, take profit, because the Fed is in the process of talking to the market, and the market just puts in a candle, just slices your position to 0. Now you're red. Not 0, but good thing you took 2 pieces off, because it paid for the position, 2 or 3 pieces, whatever your targets are. You took it off, you're green, and you just watch the market just flip the script. Now you're like, all right, bet. I'm selling the rest of that. I'm going, I'm looking to go short. What happened? Let me find out what happened first. The Fed's talking, all right? So, always got to watch the Fed talk. Meta, let's look at AMD. AMD's been another fun one we've been playing, guys. AMD, let's get into this one real quick. AMD's been pretty weak, so this is a short stock. We're going to be looking to get short. All right, you had put in a base, double top, broke it, resistance. Now do we look for like a multi-day downside? Nothing big, nothing major. Let's look for it to get back to this 107, 108 area. Or let's call it 108. All right, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to get back here. Unless it holds up. We called this out Friday too. Thursday and Friday of last week. We called it long and we called it short. We were short here. We said 110, you got to be long. 110.50, you got to be long until it's not. Look at the 2 tails there. If we pan it into a 3-minute chart, what do you have? And look, my circle's still there to say, hey, we're breaking through VWAP. You're getting, look at the trade, it's funny. It's funny to go back, right? So that was actually an upside target. Is what those circles, when you see them, that's usually my target, before the stock is there. And then I put a target and I'm like, let me see. Because it helps me when I can say, this is where I think we're going and in a time. And I don't measure it out. You guys will watch me live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. If I do this, maybe I get a little bored or something happens and I'm like, let me see if we can get AMD right here. And I can't explain it, but I do it. And I don't sit here and measure moves and stuff. It's just time in the market, guys. That's all it is. It's time in the market. It's putting in the work. It's knowing these charts. It's just, it's time, guys. That's really all. That's really it. What are we on? A 3-minute chart. So what did we have? We had 1050 hold. Now, it looks like the sellers are, you did have the S&Ps and stuff sell over on this rally. And I thought about getting long AMD. Again on Friday, but I didn't. Members caught this trade off of 1050 because this was already on our watch list. Short up here, look at the red line. That's where we're short. You guys can look at my screen at any time. You can ask, hey, what level is that where that red is? Or what's that green? What level is that green buy side at? That's it. And then it's up to you. I'll tell you what I have on my chart. I'm hoping to get new members in here too. Obviously with a chat, but actually other traders that, we get a couple more traders to come in here that do this full time and we go, have a nice thing going here, guys. Where we put the people first. There's people that are just trying to get ahead that don't have that don't have thousands of dollars to pay for memberships. And to say, we don't tell you need anything. All you need is the internet. All the information that they all talk about, it's on the internet. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if anything is that big of a deal that comes across the wire, you don't have to be the first person to show up to the party. Because it's going to be a 2, 3, 4, 5 week, 2 week long sell off or upside. It's not just going to be for that first 5 minutes. You got to get it. You got to get the news. If it's that big of news, the chart will you'll say, "Oh shit, what happened there? Look at that volume." Yeah, I think we'll get an extension. I'm going to look for a bounce back to get short. Or I'm going to look for a pullback. I'm going to be buying dips, or I'm going to be selling the rips. All right? That's all we're trying to do here. We're trying to say, we're just trying to save you some money. No, first off, we're trying to help you become a better trader. I'm not worried about the money. We're not worried about money right now. All right? We just want you to become consistently profitable and be psychologically ready for when these moves happen to be able to take advantage of it. And realize you don't need to throw your entire account to actually make some money. Give it time. Pack on the gains. You pack on the gains in 2 years, a year, you're going to be like, holy shit. And you're going to get comfortable, and you're going to get the days where it's sizing. You're going to get the home runs. They're going to come. You just have to let them come and take your emotion out of it the best you can. It's hard, I know, especially if you're new. Just trust your levels. Trust your levels. If you don't know what levels are and you don't know how to find them, come in chat, ask us for help, and you know what? I will actually work on a video. I'll put out a video about levels and being able to trust your levels. So we went through them. So again, guys, what was it? 1050. So if we cannot hold, well, we've already broken it. So that's out of the window. So for AMD, now Nvidia's been a strong stock, and I'm going to get into that real quick. Let's look at the bigger picture. Again, maybe that's just a break and retest we're looking at. There's your base. We were buying these guys. We were buyers here. We were sellers up here. This was a nice big, man, that's a huge down day. You want to count these days to say, hey, how long was that? And kind of get a reference. Because I know the SPY, you can look at the SPY and say, hey, that was a 3-day rally both times. Things like that. If you want to be a market technician and really take in what it is it's telling you. Look at this sell-off. So if you get to this level and you can't break it, look what's there to get behind. Look at this. Look what's here at this 118.50 to 119 area. They selling and selling hard. So if you get here, put it on. Don't think about it. You break up. You give it your stop loss, which would probably be right there at 119.17, and maybe give it a little bit of room, and you can see where did it wick. It wicked right there. It turned pre-market support, resistance right here. Look at that line. I could draw a line right there, and you'd be like, oh, and it hit it. It pinned it. Usually it doesn't work that way, or don't expect it to. Sometimes it will, but don't expect it to hit it right on the money. So you got that. That'll be an area. What do we do now? What do we do now with AMD? What do we do now? Where's our, if we can't, guys, here's what I would do. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Look to be a seller here at 113.88. Okay. Look to be a seller right here. This level. Look to turn this support zone right here into resistance. So I'll actually write this down myself. 114 AMD. We're calling it out. 114 AMD short. If it breaks, so let me tell you something real quick. Just in case you don't know. If you don't know why we do this, okay, this is risk management, okay? I know and depending on the way that it breaks it, what the Qs are doing, what the SPY is doing, what are my, what's the volume, what this, that, the third. You may not be able to do that, but what 114 is going to help you with is giving it to 114.30, giving it 30 cents, or an area you feel it could stop out. Would be a nice stop. Even 114.40 is still like
hey, it might wick up there and shake you out and shake people out. So you got to give it 40 cents, because if you give it 40 cents, okay, it's going to give you, see, it's tough, but you're going to get 40 cents to $2, but ultimately you would look to get back to this 108 level. But you got to walk it down. All right, you're going to give it, I would give it 40 cents. All right, I'm going to be short up here if we get there, which makes sense with the SPY. We said we want to look for the bounce back to turn into resistance to roll it over. If that happens, chances are, because you still have sellers here, you have sellers here now, so this level should break. Okay, it was resistance. Chances are those sellers, we'll see if they're still there. Nothing but sellers at that level. All right, but your buyers are down here. That's when your buyers kick in, when you get down there. We're going to give it 40 cents to get to 110. That's $4. That's 40 cents versus $4, guys. Doesn't get any better than that. So, I mean, could it break back up to 115? Like, could it get back up to this level, these highs? It could. It absolutely could. All right, so you could be patient. You know, just we'll see what happens. Like I said, when it gets to that level, if it gets to that level, you could come in with a gap down. And then what? You'd look to wait for it to bounce and then look to get short. Or, and then if it breaks, like, okay, then you just leave it alone. You don't trade. If there's a gap down and you can't get long right here, if it starts to roll up just for a quick base hit trade to see if it gets to your target to where you want to be short, just buy, maybe just, I don't know. Maybe wait till it's down here and see what it is. I don't know. I just, that's trading. You're going to lose, you're going to win if you do it correctly. But the thing is when you buy it at these levels, you just need to know that if it breaks, you give it a little bit of room. Whatever the chart, we can help you with it. I would probably give it down here 110.08 from 150, so I'm going to give it 50 cents. I'll give it a little bit. I'm going to see how it does. If it breaks down, I stop out. That's a 50 cent versus a $4, $5, potentially $6, $5, call it, up move. I gave it 50 cents to collect $5 upside. And then I'm also going to get short up there. I'm going to be taking that's my final profit target would be up here at 115. So that's how you keep your losers small and your winners bigger. People don't know that. And it's hard to do it. It sounds easy with me telling you, join me, I do it. I try to make it as easy as it can for you. And I say, okay, I stopped out, on to the next. All right, so let's go to NVIDIA real quick. Oh, I want to show you guys real quick before I go to NVIDIA. Look at your drilling stocks. Look at this. Look at this pennant, and it stinks because I had this pennant drawn and I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it. I'll pull up the weekly chart. Look at this breakout, guys. Your drilling stocks are starting to break out. All right, look at that, man. That's beautiful. This is strength. Double bottom. What this is people buying in weakness. This is a rally, put in a base to make a second leg higher. All right, that's RIG, RIG. I'll talk about that one tomorrow if you want to come join us. Look how beautiful that weekly chart is, guys. And I was looking at this earlier and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about it. And what was energy doing for Thursday and Friday? Energy was up big. Energy was up big. Look at HP. And I also wanted to say, guys, I'll probably look into, I don't want to short bio stocks, but I do if interest rates are the way they are. I want to be short TLT right now. HP's trying. HP's, it did it. I think HP already did its thing. I was long HP back here. All right. I was long it for about, I don't know, 8 months, 10, 12 months. It gave me a nice run and I was done. All right. It was enough. Actually, it was probably looks a little bit different on the daily chart. Yeah, see, look at the run this thing put in. I mean, this stock was a $13 stock and it went all the way to $55. This was a good one. We bought back here, back last 2 years ago, I guess. Damn, it's 2023, isn't it? Damn. No, it was 2022. Yeah, 2022. Still, it was both. Because I was looking at it in here when energy was going. So we'll see what comes of HP. there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it. I mean, I'd have to pull up the volume and really do some work on this to see it. See if it's worth like for another like swing trade or something. But there's some heavy selling here. If it gets back up here, we'll have to see how it reacts. Let's go to Nvidia real quick, guys. Nvidia is just a beast. It's still you got your wicks up here, but it's just a beast. It's its own entity, I guess you could say. We're gonna pull up the 15-minute chart. See how I was long. Oh, that's right. I was long Nvidia Thursday, I think. I think I went long Nvidia on Thursday. I'm pretty sure. And Friday I thought that I missed it for more of a second a day 2 continuation trade. So I like to look at things as a playbook. So what we had here was an up day, and then we had a gap up on an up day. So there was that day 2 continuation. If you're new, don't, give it time. We can teach you what a playbook is. A playbook is like a map. It's like a roadmap. It's like, okay, because there's only so many ways that stocks can trade. So we see a gap down, or we see, like I said, we have a down day, and then we open up the next day with a gap up, or even like a small gap down, but it can't test the low of the day, or if it just, there's a couple different things with it. I mean, it's a down day with a gap up, and you get that pullback down to the close or the low to go long. A down day with a gap up. There's all kinds of them. You could have earnings playbooks, sector playbooks. I mean, the list goes on. There's not one, there's not one type of like playbook where it's like a chart pattern. It could be news driven. You got a biotech that had like there's just so many, guys. It's getting a little late, so I want to get through these. Look for a resistance at 426 area. Again, if 426 break, it's in the zone. What do we have? I'm going to keep bringing this up because I want you guys to know this. Look here at 426. You got some, or we call it 427. Yeah, 427, I'm sorry. 427, Corvette. All right. My pops has got a 68. He's got a couple Corvettes, but he's got a couple vehicles. But he's got a 468, 427, 68 Corvette. The year, that is 68 as in the year. Gotta see if Nvidia turns this into resistance. Your sellers are still here. Look what happened last time at this 47 level. Okay, look, sold off, gap down. Okay, it did reverse it, and it never held. It held here on the way up, but after Friday's sell-off. So we'll go through more. Those are just the main ones. Again, you can't forget BABA either, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, this was a big day, big volume. Go to the daily chart and even the weekly chart. Here's the issue. We can talk about how well all this China news is and how good it is for stocks, being able to uplist, this and that. Here's the problem, though. All right? They're going to tell you this is good. It is good. It is good. But here's the thing. And I know that I've learned this from a fiduciary, from somebody. This doesn't mean he's right, okay? But this person, whether it's a he or a she, I know I said he, but it could be a she, and I could just be manipulating to like throw you off. So, what does that mean tomorrow? What signifies that these rules don't change again? How can you trust investing in Chinese ADRs when they continuously change the rules for these companies all the time, overnight? You don't know what you're going to wake up to with this. Listen, they've done messed up. They can do whatever they want to do. That's fine. They feel the way they feel. Okay. Well, look what you've done. I don't know if you're going to get what you guys might think you're going to get. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe this thing does start to rally its tail off. Maybe it does. Maybe the institutional investor also is saying, I can't put. The thing is with institutional investment, guys, is the fact that it takes days, weeks, if not months to put positions on. They cannot have something stupid happen and say, I'm in a stock I can't get out of. Like, I've got $3 billion in BABA. I need to find a seller for it. I got 3 billion shares I need to get rid of. 2 billion shares. I don't know. I'm making up a number. I got 200 million. I'm sorry. How about that? Is that a little bit better? You know? I got 100 million shares. I got 100,000 shares. Is that better? I don't know. Just giving out numbers. Like, they're going to think twice before they put real capital to work in these companies, guys. Whether they can uplist, whether the rules are changed in a good way or not. That is risk. That means they're not going to get into a stock that overnight a law comes out and reverses all the good that was done and they can't get out. Ain't doing it. They have to make money for their clients. That's risk. That's risk right there. And they've done messed themselves up. They should know this. They should know if you want institutional ownership, you cannot continuously back and forth the rules like they've done. This is what started the rally in the first place here. And then it's a joke. It's a joke. Just like the United States government and MSOS and cannabis. You know what I mean? Like, they had a good opportunity to make good laws and do good, and they failed at that. Okay. Maybe I get it, I don't know. I'm not a politician. I'm not going down that road, but, I don't know. Things could have been done right. So now they've just been put on the back burner. Maybe they never get done at this point. So you could see a rally out of BABA, but if you want my opinion on this is that you can have a couple nice up days. Maybe it trails up a little bit, but at the end of the day, I don't think you're going to get that much money, that much institutional ownership out of these stocks anymore for quite a while. Maybe they get in, things get quiet, and then they take profits. I don't know. Maybe it's a trade for them. I don't know. Maybe they get in. Maybe I'm wrong. I will trade BABA. So take that for what it's worth, guys. If you know you're an institutional buyer and you're saying it's going to take me a month just to get in this stock, and that means it might take you even longer to get out. What happens if you get a huge gap down? You know what I mean? You can buy and sell pre-market, yes, but what about overnight at 1 o'clock in the morning? How are you going to get out then? You can't. You got to wait for the markets to open up. Okay? Maybe they buy it overseas. I don't know. Maybe they split. I don't know. I don't know the laws. I don't know. But I do know that is risk. Okay? Because this is just how I would feel. This is how I would feel. They change the rules up as they go. When is the next rule change again where they get mad at these companies for making money? Like, they're upset. Or the government wants to come in and take half the company and take the money when funds run low or something bad happens to the economy. If you found this information useful, thank you for joining us. If you could, like, share, and subscribe. All right. We greatly appreciate it. We hope to see you here in the mornings. We hope you join us whether you're at work, whether you're trading on your own. We hope that you join us. We go over the news. We go over some levels. We get game plans. We see what we see, and we put our positions on. A lot of the people in chat don't even trade what I trade, and I don't trade with it. Maybe sometimes we do. We're just here to help each other out as traders. All right. You're having a bad day. You need to talk to somebody. You need to dwindle it down. Something's wrong. So even if it's good, both. We're all here for one another, guys. So I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope these charts help you tomorrow. Come join us during the day, during the training. This is going to be such a crazy week. And then we have earnings. Like, this is it. I haven't seen anything like this, and I don't think the markets have either. It's just it's madness, and it's not madness, but there's just a lot. There's a lot going on in the world. Is this transition into a recession going to happen or not? If you haven't been here before, we talked about how we think that it's going to happen. It's just going to take a little more time. We're calling it like Q1, Q2. Maybe it happens sooner. But we've done the only thing that you can necessarily go off of, and it's a little bit different. Maybe we could add more time to it, you know? Maybe it's next year. See, going into summer. I still think Q2, Q1, Q2, kind of. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's still another year away. All right? Maybe it's still another year away. Because the thing is, the government still has money that they can spend, I think, that they plan on spending. Thanks, guys. Like, share, subscribe. We'll be live tomorrow morning, 7:30. All right, 7:30 a.m. in the morning. We'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys could like, share, and subscribe, we greatly appreciate you guys for being here. You guys have a great night, and we will see you in the morning. It doesn't want me to shut it down, guys. It does not want me to shut it down. Dude, hold on. What is going on? All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you guys in the morning.